I found her Google search history. What should I do if my boyfriend is ugly and I'm embarrassed to be seen with him? I didn't confront her. I just took her out one last time to a mirror store. Now she's crying that I ghosted her. Hey viewers, just a quick thanks. Over 14% of you are already subscribed and it means the world. If you're new here and enjoy these stories, join the family by hitting that subscribe button. We're on the road to 10,000. Fair warning, this one gets pretty dark. So I'm Mark, 24, work at a home improvement warehouse loading trucks and doing inventory. Not exactly model material, but I take care of myself, hit the gym when I can, dress decent enough. Always thought I was average looking, maybe a bit below but nothing terrible. Been with Lisa for 6 months. She's 22, works at some fancy clothing boutique in the mall, always posting Instagram pics with perfect lighting and filters. Way out of my league, honestly, which should have been my first clue something was off. We met at a house party through mutual friends. Lisa was drunk, I was drunk, we hit it off and exchanged numbers. Started hanging out regularly after that. She seemed genuinely into me at first, laughing at my jokes, wanting to spend time together, the whole relationship thing. But looking back now, I realized she almost never wanted to go places where we'd run into people she knew. Always suggested staying in and watching movies, or going to restaurants across town where none of her friends would be. When I'd suggest places closer to her work or apartment, she'd make excuses. That place is too crowded on weekends. I don't really like their food anymore. Let's try somewhere new instead. I figured she just liked exploring different spots. Didn't think much of it. The weird behavior started becoming more obvious, though. Lisa would never post pictures of us together on social media. Her Instagram was full of selfies and pics with her girlfriends, but zero couple photos. When I mentioned it once, she said she preferred keeping her relationship private. Social media ruins relationships. I like keeping what we have special. Made sense, I guess. Plenty of people don't post their personal lives online. But then I noticed she'd act different when we were out and ran into people she knew. Like this one time we're at the mall and her coworker from the boutique spots us. Lisa gets all weird, stands farther away from me, doesn't hold my hand like she usually does. Hey girl, who's this? Her coworker asks. Oh, this is Mark, we're just hanging out. Just hanging out. After 6 months of dating, not this is my boyfriend or even we're seeing each other. Just hanging out like we were casual friends. Her coworker gave me this look. Like she was trying to figure out what Lisa was doing with me. Made me feel about 2 inches tall, but I didn't say anything. Later I asked Lisa about it. Why didn't you introduce me as your boyfriend? I did. I said we were hanging out. That's not the same thing. Mark, you're overthinking it. Labels don't matter. Labels don't matter. 6 months in, and she couldn't call me her boyfriend in front of her coworker. Things got weirder from there. Lisa started making comments about my appearance that felt backhanded. Like she'd say, I love how you don't care what people think about your style. Or, you're so confident at wearing whatever makes you comfortable. What kind of compliments were those? I dress normal. Jeans, t-shirts, nothing crazy. But the way she said it made it sound like I was some fashion disaster who didn't know better. She also started suggesting changes. Have you ever thought about trying contact lenses? When I wore my glasses. What do you think about maybe growing your hair out a bit? When I got my usual haircut. I saw this shirt that would look amazing on you, when pointing out clothes that cost more than I make in a week. I started feeling self-conscious about everything. The way I looked, dressed, even how I talked around her friends. Lisa was making me feel like a project she was trying to fix. The breaking point came 2 weeks ago. Lisa left her laptop open at my place while she went to grab food. A notification popped up on the screen and I saw Google Chrome was open with multiple tabs. I know snooping is wrong, but curiosity got the better of me. Clicked on the search history tab to close it and saw something that made my blood run cold. Her recent searches were a nightmare. What should I do if my boyfriend is ugly and I'm embarrassed to be seen with him? How to break up with someone without hurting their feelings? Is it shallow to care about your boyfriend's appearance? My friends think my boyfriend is unattractive. What do I do? How to make your boyfriend more attractive? Signs you're settling in a relationship. The timestamps showed she'd been searching this stuff for weeks. While we were hanging out, while she was kissing me goodnight, while she was telling me she cared about me. I just stared at that screen for like 10 minutes. 6 months of dating, and my girlfriend thought I was so ugly, she was embarrassed to be seen with me. She'd been Googling advice on how to fix me or dump me this entire time. The worst part was reading some of the articles she'd clicked on. Advice about gently suggesting improvements and focusing on personality over looks and considering if physical attraction really matters. She'd been treating our relationship like a charity case. Lisa came back with Chinese takeout, acting all normal. Hope you don't mind, I got extra spring rolls. I know you love them. I was sitting there, knowing she'd literally Googled whether I was too ugly for her, while she's acting sweet and bringing me my favorite food. Everything okay? You seem quiet. Yeah, just tired from work. I spent that whole evening watching Lisa pretend to be happy with me, while knowing she'd been researching how to either change me or leave me. She laughed at my jokes, cuddled during the movie, acted like the perfect girlfriend, all while thinking I was an embarrassment. That night after she left, I made a decision. I wasn't going to confront her about the searches. I wasn't going to have some dramatic argument about her real feelings. I was going to do something else entirely. The next day I called Lisa and asked if she wanted to go out Saturday night, somewhere special for a change. Really? Where were you thinking? It's a surprise. Just dress nice and I'll pick you up at 7. She seemed excited about finally doing something fancy. Probably thought I was going to take her somewhere impressive where she could show off. I spent the week planning exactly where we were going. Found the perfect place about 30 minutes outside town through some online searching. Did some research to make sure everything would work out exactly how I wanted. Saturday came and I showed up at Lisa's apartment in my regular clothes. Clean jeans and a decent shirt, but nothing special. If she thought I was ugly, might as well not pretend otherwise. You look nice, Lisa said when she answered the door, though I could tell she was expecting me to dress up more. She was dressed to impress too. Nice dress, heels, full makeup, hair done perfectly, ready for whatever fancy restaurant she thought we were going to. So where are we headed? She asked as we got in my car. You'll see. It's going to be perfect. We drove through downtown and Lisa kept trying to guess where we were going. Every time we passed a nice restaurant, she'd get excited thinking that was our destination. I just kept smiling and telling her to be patient. After about 20 minutes, she started getting confused about the direction we were heading. Are we going to that new place outside town? Something like that. I thought you said we were going somewhere special. We are. Very special. We pulled into the shopping center parking lot, and Lisa looked around confused. It wasn't exactly the romantic dinner destination she was expecting. Mark, what are we doing here? Our reservation isn't for another few minutes. Let's just walk around and window shop first. The shopping center had your typical stores, clothing shops, electronics, a bookstore, and in the center of it all, a large store called Reflections Home Decor. They specialized in mirrors, picture frames, and decorative glass. Perfect for what I had planned. I want to show you something in here first, I said, leading Lisa toward Reflections. A mirror store? Why? Trust me. We walked into Reflections, and I have to say, the place was impressive. Mirrors everywhere. Wall mirrors, floor mirrors, hand mirrors, decorative mirrors, antique mirrors, every size and style you could imagine. Lisa looked around confused. Mark, this is weird. Why are we in a mirror store? I wanted to show you something important. I led her toward the back of the store where they had a large display area with mirrors arranged at different angles. When you stood in certain spots, you could see yourself from multiple perspectives. Stand right here, I said, positioning Lisa where several mirrors would reflect her. An employee started walking over, probably wondering what we were doing, but I kept it brief. What are you doing? Look around. What do you see? Lisa glanced at her reflections, looking confused and uncomfortable. I see myself. Now look at this. I pulled out my phone and showed her the screenshot of her search history. Lisa's face went white when she saw what I was showing her. Mark, I can explain. You Googled whether I'm too ugly for you. Multiple times. The store employee was definitely watching us now, so I kept my voice low. I was just confused about some things. You were confused about whether I'm too embarrassing to be seen with. I never meant for you to see that. But you meant to search it, for weeks. Lisa started tearing up, seeing herself getting emotional in the mirrors around us. Can we please go somewhere else and talk about this? We just did talk about it. Right here where you can see yourself clearly while thinking about what you did. What's that supposed to mean? It means look at yourself and ask if the person you see deserves someone she finds attractive. Mark, please. You should go find that person, because it's not me. The employee was definitely coming over now, so I started walking toward the exit. Where are you going? Home. Hope you enjoyed the mirrors. I left the store with Lisa calling after me. By the time I got to my car, She was standing outside looking confused and upset. Drove home and blocked her number before I even got to my apartment. Over the next few days, Lisa tried everything to contact me. Called from different numbers, showed up at my work, sent messages through friends. All the same basic theme. She was sorry, she made a mistake, she wanted to work things out. Her best friend Morgan called me a few days later. Mark, Lisa is devastated. She knows she messed up, but she really does care about you. She cares about having a boyfriend. She doesn't care about me specifically. That's not fair. Everyone has moments of doubt. Not everyone Googles whether their boyfriend is too ugly for them. She told me about that. She was just feeling insecure about some things. Insecure about dating someone she found unattractive. Mark, she wants to make it right. There's nothing to make right. She showed me how she really feels and I believe her. You're being too harsh. I'm being realistic. Lisa spent weeks researching how to deal with having an ugly boyfriend. That's not a moment of doubt. That's how she actually sees me. Morgan kept pushing, but I wasn't interested. Lisa had shown me her true feelings, and I wasn't going to pretend otherwise. A week later, I ran into Lisa at the grocery store. She looked terrible. Sweatpants, no makeup, hair in a messy ponytail. Complete opposite of her usual perfect appearance. Mark, please, can we just talk for 5 minutes? There's nothing to talk about. I know I hurt you, but I've been thinking about everything and I realize how wrong I was. Good for you. I don't care about any of that superficial stuff anymore. I just want us back. Lisa, you can't just decide you don't care about looks anymore because it's convenient. I'm not being convenient. I'm being honest about my feelings. Your honest feelings were in those Google searches. That was a moment of weakness. That was weeks of research, Lisa. You didn't just wonder about my appearance once. You actively searched for advice about it multiple times. I know it looks bad, but it doesn't just look bad. It is bad. Everyone makes mistakes. Not everyone researches whether their boyfriend is too embarrassing to be seen with. I started walking away, but Lisa followed me through the produce section. Mark, I'm begging you. Give me another chance. Why? So you can spend more time being embarrassed about how I look. I'm not embarrassed anymore. You're not embarrassed because we're not dating anymore. Problem solved. That's not what I wanted. It's what you got, though. This is so unfair. I apologized and I'm trying to make things right. Lisa, answer me honestly. When you Googled those questions about my appearance, what were you hoping to find? She stopped following me and just stood there by the bananas. I don't know. Yes, you do. You were hoping to find advice that would either help you change me or give you permission to leave me. Maybe. But that doesn't mean I don't care about you. It means you care more about appearances than you care about me. I can change. You shouldn't have to change your basic attraction to someone you're dating. So that's it? You're never going to forgive me? There's nothing to forgive. You were honest about how you feel. I'm just accepting that honesty. I left Lisa standing in the produce section looking lost. Haven't seen her since. Through mutual friends, I heard she's been telling people I ghosted her over nothing and that I overreacted to a misunderstanding. According to her version, she had some minor insecurities and I blew everything out of proportion. But our friend Jessica, who knows the whole story, told me Lisa's been having a hard time dating since we broke up. Apparently, she's been comparing every guy to me and realizing that maybe looks aren't as important as she thought. She keeps saying she made the biggest mistake of her life, Jessica told me. She made the mistake of letting me see how she really felt. Maybe you could give her another chance? She seems like she's learned her lesson. Her lesson was that she can't Google whether her boyfriend is ugly without consequences. That's not the same as actually caring about me. Jessica tried to argue, but I was done discussing it. Lisa had shown me exactly how she saw me, and I believed her the first time. The mirror store thing probably seems harsh to some people, but I figured if she wanted to spend her time looking up whether I was too ugly for her, she should get a good long look at herself too. Sometimes people need to see themselves clearly before they understand what they've done. Lisa spent weeks researching whether she was too good for me. In the end, she found out she wasn't good enough for me instead. The mirrors just helped her see it from every angle.